Parsons airball Friday night. Chandler then responded, good luck in the lottery show this year. CJ McCollum fired back at Parsons with, we hit the lottery by not signing you. And look,
so seeing this go down, the NBA wanted to say, let's get out in front of this before some of our A-list stars start doing the same things and jeopardizing the product.
The NBA cracking down on team social media accounts. The league issued a memo, and this was a result of the Chandler.
The mid-season memo would prohibit official team accounts from disparaging, mimicking, or criticizing opponents or officials.
When I trash talk the player, it was between me and him. So now when you trash talk a player, the fans, they can trash talk you through your social media outlets. They can tell you how they feel about you, and it's right there in your pocket.
What players are now doing on social media is actually taking their disdain for their current situation and tweeting about it.
Eric Bledsoe tweeted to the world that I don't want to be here. It was right in the middle of huge trade discussions involving him. He trash talked to his own team into getting traded to a championship contender. That's one of the most successful trash talking instances in sports history.
If you have to think about the trash talkers of this day and age, most of those guys do it through social media.
It connects players to players, fans to players. It's an open mic session, but everybody has a microphone.
Scotty, who's the best trash talker in the league today?
Well, I would probably say Westbrook. I think he displays a lot of trash talking, a lot of antics. I know the league doesn't allow a lot of.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, who's watching this, I record this because I want to put my trash talk input into this. Our U.S. government says, our founding father says that we have constitution, freedom of speech and expression. Now, my thing is this. I don't know what that means here in America. Even though this social media has took us by storm and making us feel like, this way and that way and all other different kinds of ways of, speaking our mind and how we express things and this and that or whatever. I believe that everybody's free to speak what they want to speak. Say what they want to say and speak the way how they want to speak. As long as the only thing I do not approve of, which I've been penalized myself, I think I was the first person probably in the United States was charged with terroristic threat. I don't know. But when I was charged with it, my cousin was a U.S. Marshal and his wife was in federal judge or something like that or whatever. Back then, back in the 90s, and no one's never heard of terroristic threat. I never heard of it. They never heard of it. And so I don't know if I'm one of the first in the United States was charged with that. But I basically said something that I didn't know was threatening. And I know now, but I didn't know then. And I paid a price for that. So now I know. So the thing is that we have a constitution, and I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm not going to say I do. I just heard that we had a constitution, and mostly because I never really, searched into it. But anyone that violates it in any kind of formal way should not have a high school diploma or a college degree. And that's the way I feel. Because y'all know what the Constitution is. Y'all went to school to get an education. I didn't go to school to get an education. I was doing too much care for it because I don't see people using their education. You look at our president, and look at our government, look at our schools, and look at our homes, and look at a whole lot of things. It look like most of these people in the United States don't even look like they went to school. And when I look at foreigners, they the ones that look like they went to school. Some of them, because the way how they treat each other. But as Americans, we don't treat each other with respect, and the definition of education is part about is understanding what respect means, and morals, and love, and this and that or whatever. You go to school to learn you go to school to have morals and passion, compassion, and things of that nature. You don't go to school to be some dictator or be a controller or be an abuser of anything. You go to school to make our country great, not to make it into a controversy. Say one thing and then do another thing. So I decided to make this video because I want everybody to understand is that you don't violate nobody's freedom of speech of any kind of way. Y'all can disagree with me. The thing is this. I'm going to put it to you like this. If I go to a snack machine or a Coke machine to go get a can of Dr. Pepper, I don't expect to come out of there. I don't expect the doggone machine gives me a Sprite soda. You see what I'm saying? If I go in the machine to go get a bag of Dorito tater chips, I don't expect to come out of the machine and give me a doggone candy bar. Okay? That's the way the Constitution is to me. If you sit there and tell me I have freedom of speech and expression, I don't expect you to sit there and violate that freedom of speech or expression. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody, regardless of social media or not, should have a freedom to speak. As long as you're not threatening nobody. Okay, as long as you ain't threatening to kill somebody or this or whatever. You can call each other names. You want to call each other gay, niggers, if that's what you want. That's your thing. And I'm tired of athletes and people who are celebrities getting fired or kicked off or put some words that they say. Everybody who fires somebody over somebody with the tweet that they say on social media, they the ones that need to be fired. So I'm speaking up for all people of freedom of expressions. America, you got to make up your mind. Are you educated or not? Are you going to stand by the Constitution or not? Make up your mind.